Hi, I'm Colin Ong. This is part 2 of a special set of recordings I'm using and I'm uploading using the TikTok platform. And this is especially for paper 1, MOB 2021. So let's continue. Please have your syllabus ready, as I said in the earlier recording. So Unit 4, Operations Management. This is a topic that many of my students feel is very, very boring. And, they feel, oh my gosh, they don't see any link. You all should know the link. The link is production, and production is obviously also linked to your budgeting. It's also linked to your finance too, which is, if you look at Unit 5, there's a link somehow. And the reason why I keep mentioning link is because you are having 2 mini case studies in section A, right? So when you study, the trick of getting A for your MOBs, don't study all these topics separation. You must learn to connect them so that when you come out as a single case study, they're all interconnected, right? So you get your mind ready. So you look at Unit 4, Nature Operations. I would say that for definitions and for section A kind of questions, Unit 4 has many potential stuff. All right. I see a potential stuff in your 4.6 QM. I see lots of potential stuff for 4.5, and all these as definitions that may appear in part 1, right? But the most interesting would obviously be 4.3, methods of operations. And I said in an earlier recording that most of the time it wouldn't be job production, right? It'll be process, all right, or batch. So take note of 4 and how 4 is related to 5. Those of you who do principles of counting will find Unit 5 extremely familiar. May not be simpler, but extremely familiar. And I would say that finance, obviously sources of finance, extremely important, even for paper 2, right? And basis of cost allocation and financial performance analysis, I would say keep in hand Unit 5 for the last part of each question, the 10-mark question. So sometimes they ask you a question that is quite ambiguous with numbers, right? You can bet your last dollar it would be maybe 5.6 investment appraisal, and your performance analysis. So I would say that Unit 5 obviously can be a standalone, and I would say that Unit 5, how I approach Unit 5 is, firstly, I would understand the calculation of investment appraisal, of course. I will try to understand the more important financial performance analysis, the ratios, and I would, of course, memorize the sources of finance because they may ask that for a short question. All right, and I would also memorize the definitions of 4.5, which is capital utilization, outsourcing, offshoring. So what I would do, in essence, as a summary of my preparation for paper 1, what I would do is I would try to approach the exams in 2 ways. Either the first way, approach it with the short questions in mind, and then approach it with the long question in mind, and then approach it as essay questions. I will not study all the topics, Unit 1 to Unit 5, equally. So what I'll do is I'll take a piece of paper and I'll write down, this I think is essay question, this is long questions. So what I'll do is I will classify all these questions: long questions, short questions, short mark questions, and I'll approach it that way. All right. Now, if you've got any questions about MOB, you can email me, colinongts @hotmail.com. All right. I'm still available for tuition for 2021. All right. So all the best for the next few days of preparation.